Here we go, our first group of cars ready to take the track for qualifying time trials. First group will be the 14 of Kyle Burke. He'll be followed by the 53 of Andrew Kosiski. And then the third car in line will be the 5S of Jeff Segapart. Kyle Burke currently 12th in the series standings. Coming into the Thayer County Speedway, Burke 2A feature wins this year on 5 top 5s and 8 top 10s. And Burke missing a couple of rounds on the tour, but glad to see the Marquette missile hasn't missed a beat. Andrew Kosiski, meanwhile, currently 6th in the standings, 8 top 10 finishes for the 53 machine out of La Vista, Nebraska. Meanwhile, Jeff Segapart back in the 14th spot in the championship point standings coming into Deshler, still looking for that first top 10 of the year. First lap coming for Kyle Burke, a 17.267. That'll be his first lap for Burke. First lap coming for Andrew Kosiski. He'll go second at a 17.535. First lap going for Jeff Segapart. It'll be an 18.106. We'll see if Burke can better his time here on lap number 2. And he does, a 17.204 for Kyle Burke. Second lap coming for Andrew Kosiski. Can he beat it? He betters his time, but can't beat Burke. A 17.363 for Kosiski. Second lap for Jeff Segapart. He'll go with his first at an 18.106. So Kyle Burke setting the mark to beat, a 17.204. That is the mark to beat here in our qualifying time trials. Next trio onto the racetrack looks like will be the 26 junior of Corey Zeitner, followed by the 99 D of Daryl DeFrance, and the third car will be the 15 C of Kurt Schroeder. Corey Zeitner currently 3rd in West Series standings tonight. 1A feature win on the year. That was our trip to the Shelby County Speedway in Harlan, Iowa. Zeitner also has 6 top 5s and 10 top 10s for the 26 junior out of Omaha. Daryl DeFrance right now currently sitting 11th in the West Series standings, 1 top 5 and 4 top 10s for the Ironman out of Marshalltown, Iowa. Kurt Schroeder currently 10th in the standings, 3 top 10 finishes for the 15C out of Newton, Iowa. First lap coming for the 26 junior, Corey Zeitner. We'll see if it'll be better than Burke's machine. Zeitner goes 3rd at a 17.759. First lap for Daryl DeFrance. He'll go 4th at a 17.995. Kurt Schroeder's first lap coming. He'll jump to 3rd at a 17.67. Schroeder now up to 3rd here in our second group. Second lap coming for Zeitner, and he jumps to 3rd now, a 17.569 by 1/1000th of a second. Daryl DeFrance will better his time, a 17.959. Schroeder, he betters his time, but he will go 4th at a 17.669. So Corey Zeitner, the fastest out of that trio. He's 3rd overall with a 17.569. Next 3 cars onto the track will be the 04 of Tad Pospischel. He'll be followed by the 1 of Jake Neal and the 85 of Josh Leonard. Tad Pospischel, the defending West Series champion, currently sitting 4th in season-long point standings. He's got 3A feature wins on 8 top 5s and 10 top 10s. Jake Neal currently sitting 5th in the standings, right behind Pospischel. 2A feature wins on the West Series. Not to mention he's got 3 wins on the Holland with Hoker Trucking East Series. Right now 4 top 5s and 8 top 10s on the West Tour. And he's the defending race winner here at Deshler, the number 1 out of Omaha. Josh Leonard a little bit further down in the pack. Good to have Leonard back on with tonight's race here at Deshler. First lap coming for Tad Pospischel. Fast time, 17.196 for Tad Pospischel. First lap for Jake Neal. He'll go 3rd at a 17.335. First lap for Leonard will be 5th at a 17.375. Second lap coming for the 04, Tad Pospischel. We'll see if he can better it. And no, he'll go with his first with a 17.196. Second lap coming for Jake Neal. He'll go with his first at a 17.335. Josh Leonard. First lap will go for Leonard at a 17.375. So Tad Pospischel now number 1 at a 17.196. Next trio onto the Speedway will be the 22 of Charlie McKenna, followed by the 3 a.m. of Cole Wayman. And the third car in line will be the 23 of Jake Kopicka. Charlie McKenna currently 8th in the West Series standings, 1A feature win. That was our trip to the Central Missouri Speedway in Warrensburg, Missouri. Also accompanying McKenna are 2 top 5s and 6 top 10s for the 22 out of Ames, Iowa. Cole Wayman currently 1 top 5 and 6 top 10s. His 1 top 10 finish was a 4th place at our debut at the Kasuth County Speedway in Algona, Iowa. Jake Kopicka, meanwhile, making his first Malvern Banks Series start tonight. Kopicka coming to us from Juniata, Nebraska. First lap coming for the 22 of McKenna. McKenna goes 6th at a 17.531. First lap for Cole Wayman. Looks like he missed that time. Meanwhile, Jake Kopicka an 18.141 for the 23. 17.651. Thank you very much for Cole Wayman. Charlie McKenna will better his time at a 17.433. Cole Wayman, a 17.556. So Wayman does better his time. Jake Kubica will go with his first lap at an 18.141. Here we go, next trio onto the speedway will be the 99 of Jesse Saubing. He'll be followed by the J1 of Jay Burdick. And then the third car will be the 3 of Dan Jackson. Jackson making his first Malvern Bank Series start this year. Meanwhile, Jesse Saubing currently second in the point standings, 11 top 5s and 11 top 10s for the 99. Still looking for that first win on the year. Jesse Saubing, our Nebraska's Dirt Crown winner here back in March for the stock cars and the modifieds. Saubing also finishing second this past Sunday at the Remy Elting Memorial for the Stock Car Crown Series. Jay Burdick in the J1. It's been a while since we've seen him on the racetrack. We're good to see Jay back behind the wheel tonight. First lap coming for Saubing. Top the charts, 17.136 for Jesse Saubing. Jay Burdick will go 10th at a 17.816. First lap coming for Dan Jackson. Jackson's first lap will be a 19.724. See if Saubing can better that time. And looks like he does, a 16.912. Jay Burdick, second lap, a 17.219. So Burdick jumps to fourth. And then Dan Jackson will better his time in an 18.54. But how about it, Jesse Saubing, number one, a 16.914. That is the new mark to beat. Final three cars onto the racetrack will be the 24 of Bill Layton Jr. He'll be followed by the 52 of Brian Kosiski and the 25 of Brad Perdue. Bill Layton Jr., the current West Series points leader, won a feature win. That was our trip to the Thayer County Speedway in Algona, Iowa. Layton also has 11 top 5s and 12 top 10s for the driver out of La Vista, Nebraska. Brian Kosiski currently sitting ninth in the West Series standings, 4 top 10s for the 52 out of Papillion, Nebraska. Meanwhile, Brad Perdue sits back in the 13th position, 3 top 10 finishes for the 25 out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. 16.912 is the mark to beat. We'll see if he can do it. First lap coming for Bill Layton Jr. Layton will go 9th at a 17.437. First lap for Brian Kosiski, 11th at a 17.598. Brad Perdue, he'll go 10th with a 17.532. So track has definitely gotten faster. Second lap coming for Layton. He'll jump to 8th at a 17.398. Brian Kosiski goes with his first lap at a 17.598. Brad Perdue will go with his first lap at a 17.532. That'll do it for qualifying for the Malvern Bank West Series. Race fans, give it up for tonight's fast qualifier with a lap time of 16.912 seconds. From Malvern, Iowa, it's the 99, Jesse Saubing. Tad Pospischel second fastest with a 17.196. Kyle Burke was third at a 17.204. Jay Burdick fourth fastest at a 17.219. And Jake Neal rounds out the top 5 at a 17.335. Andrew Kosiski, he was 6th. Josh Leonard 7th. Bill Layton Jr. 8th. Charlie McKenna 9th. And Brad Perdue, last car out, rounds out the top 10. Corey Zeitner was 11th. Brian Kosiski 12th. Kurt Schroeder was 13th. Gerald DeFrance 14th. Jeff Sekebar 15th. Jacob Pica 16th. And Dan Jackson, last car in the 18th position. In his own machinery right now, that Longhorn chassis with a Russ Kennedy racing engine between the frame rails on that 85 machine. Here we go. Field doubles up, and we're ready to do battle with the Malvern Bank West Series here at Thayer County Speedway. Caution lights go out across the speedway. First of 2 heat races. Cole Wayman, the rookie, on the pole. We are all systems go for Speedway Motors heat race number 1 here at Thayer County. Here we go through 1 and 2 to kick this one off. Wayman and McKenna side by side off the exit of 2. McKenna will have the half car lane, now full car lane advantage as they go to turn number 3. Josh Leonard and Jake Neal side by side for the 3rd spot. Lap number 1 will go to Sergeant Charlie. Charlie McKenna, your leader after 1. Cole Wayman rides in position number 2. And then it's Jake Neal going to nose ahead of Josh Leonard for the 3rd spot. Kyle Burke rides back in 5th. Jesse Saubing losing some ground on the top 5 right now. Tonight's fast qualifier getting some trying to find anything that'll work for the 99 machine as McKenna takes lap 2. Wayman continues to hold on to the 2nd spot. Neal right on the backside, swipes the nose under the deck lid at the 3 a.m. Here comes Neal to the inside. Neal trying to continue his good fortunes. He swept last weekend on the East Series and now trying to get his 3rd win on the West Tour. Back to the inside, Neal, big slide job on Wayman. He'll take the 2nd spot. This time around we'll be halfway done. 4 down, 4 left, and it's been all Charlie McKenna right now. And that My Yield Seed Treaters MV Custom number 22. Looking good up there in the 22 machine. He remains your leader. Jake Neal runs second. Cole Wayman is third. Josh Leonard fourth. Kyle Burke rounds out the top five. Then it's Jesse Sami, Brian Kosiski, Daryl DeFrance, and Jake Kapicka. That's the running order. This time in the line, we will have 3 laps to go. Charlie McKenna continuing to pick him up and lay him down here tonight. McKenna trying to get his second West Series win. Picked up his first ever West Series career win at the Central Missouri Speedway earlier this season. Trying to get his second tonight. He's off to a good start. 2 laps to go this time. It's been all charging Charlie right now. Shepherd Racing engine between the frame rail on that number 22. And right now he's put into good use. Meanwhile, that Kevin Stowa power plant putting Jake Neal into that second spot. And he's closing in on your race leader. White flag out this time. Final trip around the speedway for Charlie McKenna. Neal hot on his tail. He was a 10th faster. It may be too little too late. We'll see. Down the backstretch they going into turn number 3 for the final time. Checker flag is going to fly this time. And off of turn number 4, heat race number 1 presented by Speedway Motors will go to Charlie McKenna. Jake Neal is second. Josh Leonard third, and then it's Kyle Burke, Jesse Sami, Brian Kosiski, Cole Wayman, Daryl DeFrance, and Jake Kapicka to round us out. So one more time, race fans, your winner of Speedway Motors Heat Race number 1 out of Ames, Iowa, in the My Yield Seed Treaters Christie Door Company, Dirt Track Bank, CMD Shocks, McKenna Innovations Group, number 22. Give it up for him, Deshler, Charlie McKenna. Tad Pospisil, already a 3-time winner on the Malvern Bank West Tour. He won our season opener at the I-80 Speedway back in April. Also won our trip to the Stewart International Speedway in Stewart, Iowa. Also won our trip to the Rapids Speedway in Rock Rapids, Iowa. Here we go. Caution lights go out. We're ready to go for Kaiser Manufacturing Heat Race number 2 for the Malvern Bank West Series. Corey Zeitner and Brad Perdue will get us started. All systems go in Heat Race number 2. Great takeoff for CRC. Corey Zeitner with the car length lead as they exit turn number 2. Kosiski has to get on the brace off the exit. And now Bill Layton Jr. right to the inside of Brad Perdue. Billy the Kid now goes to second. Tad Pospisil trying to force his hand. We got trouble in turn number 3. Jay Burdick catching the inside line, and around he goes. Dan Jackson spinning out to avoid any collision with the J1, and we are under caution. Caution on the speedway. The J1 of Jay Burdick spinning out after catching the inside berm and collecting the 3 of Dan Jackson. Jackson no contact with the J1 of Burdick. Looks like Burdick able to drive away. A bit of a crumpled nose there on the J1 of Burdick, as we'll double him up once again. No laps officially complete, so still 8 on the board. Zeitner and Perdue will try it again off of turn number 4. We are green again here at Kaiser Manufacturing Heat Race number 2. Another good takeoff for the 26 junior of Zeitner. He'll have the advantage going through 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Tad Pospisil right to the inside of Andrew Kosiski. He'll pick off the 53 for 4th. Tad Pospisil to the 4th spot. Meanwhile, Bill Layton Jr. hard at work on the inside of Brad Perdue for the 2nd spot. Lap 1, meanwhile, goes to Corey Zeitner. Brad Perdue rides to the 2nd spot. Bill Layton Jr. runs 3rd. And then it's Tad Pospisil back in the 4th position. Andrew Kosiski back in 5th. Zeitner trying to use that middle lane. Meanwhile, Perdue, a little sideways off at turn number 4. That's going to allow Brad Perdue to get by. Tad Pospisil trying to follow suit. Off into turn number 1. Pospisil sidesteps Perdue for the 3rd position. And now Pospisil will take the battle to Layton. Right now, 1st and 4th in the point standings, going toe-to-toe off of turn number 4. At the line this time, it's a drag race. I think by a nose, gave it to Pospisil that time. Nice battle there. Currently 2nd and 3rd on the all-time win list, dueling it out right there for the 2nd spot. Pospisil takes the spot away from Layton as they come off of turn number 4. Off of 4 this time, Pospisil will secure the 2nd spot. Layton back to the inside, good race there. Kurt Schroeder and Andrew Kosiski have a great race back for the 5th spot. Kosiski has the spot for the time being over Schroeder. Meanwhile, the battle for 2nd rages on between Pospisil and Layton. Not going away, great race there. This side of the line, give it to Layton. Great back and forth, but still up front. Corey Zeitner just having it his way right now in the 26 junior. Another Shepherd power plant in that rocket chassis, number 26 junior. Green flag high in the air, 2 laps to go. think all eyes are on that battle for second. Pospisil and Layton putting on a great show. Oh, and Layton lost it in turn one. That sends the field scattering. Brad Perdue gets it to the side, and the caution is going to be out. Everyone hard on the brakes there. Fortunately, not a lot of serious contact. Layton was going for the second spot there and just lost the handle going into turn number one. Everyone spun out to avoid any serious collisions. Tad Pospisil rides in that second spot. Brad Perdue, not the initial cause for the yellow, so he will maintain his third position. Andrew Kosinski fourth, and Kurt Schroeder rounds out the top five. Here we go, caution lights are out. Quick two-lap shootout to decide Kaiser Manufacturing Heat Race number 2. Back to green here at Deshler. So the field returns to speed. Andrew Kosinski looking to the inside of Brad Perdue for the third spot. But Perdue able to bullet ahead halfway down the backstretch. White flag out this time. Corey Zeitner remains up front. Tad Pospisil trying to track him down to the inside lane. Side by side now, Pospisil trying to get the run off the bottom. Can't quite pull even with Zeitner into turn number 3. They go for the final time. Checker flag is going to fly off of turn number 4. Pospisil may have a run here. Drag race to the line, and Zeitner will hang on to win heat race number 2. Pospisil will be second. That's Brad Perdue, Andrew Kosinski, Kurt Schroeder. Bill Layton Jr. comes back to finish 6th. And then it's Dan Jackson, Jeff Segapart, and Jay Burdick to round us out. One more time, race fans, your winner of Kaiser Manufacturing Heat Race number 2. He comes to us from Omaha, Nebraska. That is the driver of the Zeitner & Sons Transport Monster Graphics Dirt Shirts USA, number 26 junior. Give it up for him, Thayer County. Your winner, Corey Zeitner. Deshler, Nebraska, the time it has come to scream, to shout, and let it all out. You can only hope to contain them because you can't beat them. The best of the West, the Malvern Bank Super Late Models. Here we go, race fans, 25 times around the Thayer County Speedway. And last year's winner, Jake Neal, on the pole, trying to get some valuable points in this one. We'll talk to the winner down in Malvern Bank Victory Lane. Here we go off at turn number 4. The field will come to life. We are all systems go in our Malvern Bank main event here at the Thayer County Speedway. Off through 1 and 2, Neal drifts up the hill to block the lane from Andrew Kosinski. Neal will have the race lead down the backstretch for the first time as the field scrambles into turn number 3. Kyle Burke and Tad Pospisil going side by side. Now go sideways with McKenna there with Kyle Burke. Lap number 1 will go to Jake Neal. Andrew Kosinski rides in the second spot. Charlie McKenna, Kyle Burke battling it out for the third spot. McKenna will have it off the exit of 2. And now we got trouble at the bottom of turn number 2. Bill Layton Jr. at the bottom. We are under caution. Caution is out. Our first one coming out for the points leader. Bill Layton Jr. facing the wrong direction at the bottom of turn 2. So the track has definitely been speeding up. Here we go. Yellow lights are out across the Thayer County Speedway. Jake Neal trying to make it 3 wins in a row between the East and West Series. We are back to green here at Deshler. Kyle Burke with a good launch off the low side. He'll take the second spot away from Andrew Kosinski. 3 wide a little bit further in the pack. It's Cole Wayman able to hold off Brian Kosinski and Daryl DeFrance. Meanwhile, Burke ready to take the fight to Neal off at turn number 4. Burke is threatening into turn number 1. Neal still with the lead, but Burke is right there, side by side for the race lead on the exit of 2. Neal car length advantage on entry to 3. Burke not going away. Andrew Kosinski continues to run in that third spot. Tad Pospisil has worked his way to 4. Jesse Sauving now up to the 5th spot. Charlie McKenna back to 6th. And we've got a good battle for the lead here brewing. Jake Neal and Kyle Burke having it out. The Ripper and the Marquette Missile toe to toe here at Deshler. Meanwhile, Tad Pospisil looking to the inside. Now we've got the teammates in trouble. Caution is out. Caution is out in turns 1 and 2. Cole Wayman losing the wheel. I believe possibly the axle as well in turn number 2. His teammate Dan Jackson spinning out to avoid any serious trouble. Still 22 remain in our Malvern Bank main event here at the Thayer County Speedway. Caution lights go out. We're ready to get back to racing action off at turn number 4. Jake Neal remains your leader. Back underway at Thayer County Speedway. Everyone jumping and jiving for position. Kyle Burke once again ready to take the fight to Jake Neal side by side as they go into turn number 3. They were like this down in Belleville 2 months ago off at turn number 4. Neal on the outside. Burke staying low. Neal that time the leader as they cross the line. 64 thousandths was the advantage that Neal had over Burke the last time by. Andrew Kaczynski back there in the 3rd spot, ready to pick up the pieces in case something goes down between the top 2. Side by side again off at turn number 4. Another drag race to the line. Neal still the leader, this time 25 thousandths. Great race. Burke and Neal giving each other enough room there. Burke a little hiccup on the exit of turn 2. And that's going to allow Neal to keep the lead. Burke staying true to the low side off at turn number 4. Another drag race this time. Put Burke in front. Burke now 41 thousandths over Neal that time by. It's been a great battle between those two, and now Burke able to pull ahead. Down to turn number 3, and we've got trouble again. Caution is out. This time it's Corey Seidner at the top of turn 4. So our 3rd caution coming out here early in this one, and it's the 3rd place driver in the championship standings, Corey Seidner. So officially 6 laps in, 19 remain now. We're ready to get back to it. Caution lights are out. Kyle Burke now your race leader. What a great exchange we've seen between him and Neal. And we are back underway here at Deshler. Good takeoff for Burke and a good takeoff by the 53 of Kaczynski. Into turn number 1, side by side. AK's got something rolling on the outside that he likes. And now it looks like going the J1 and Jay Burdick. He was slow, back up to speed now. And now Kaczynski. We turn our attention back out front. Kaczynski into the 2nd spot. Kyle Burke runs in your race lead. Now Tad Pospischel to the inside. He picks off Jesse Sobbing for 4th, and now he'll go after Jake Neal for the 3rd spot. Those guys were dueling toe-to-toe at Independence last Saturday night. And this time, Tad's going to get the upper hand on Jake as they come down the front straightaway. Pospischel and Neal side by side for the 3rd spot off the exit of 2. Give it to Pospischel as they go down the backstretch this time. 16 to go, and Andrew Kaczynski hot on Burke's tail in the 53 machine. But Kyle Burke up front, that Scott Bailey power plant between the frame rails on that Longhorn chassis looking good. The Aurora Kowak 14. Meanwhile, Andrew Kaczynski still hanging on to the 2nd spot. Kaczynski in that pro-powered MB Custom chassis number 53. 15 to go this time in the line. Kyle Burke remains your leader. Kaczynski runs 2nd. Then it's Tad Pospischel, Jake Neal, Jesse Sobbing. Sobbing trying to continue his run of top 5 finishes running. That's what's been keeping him in this championship hunt. Sobbing continues to ride back in the 5th spot. He finished 2nd out here just 6 days ago with the Stock Car Crown Summer Series, and right now trying to put together a good run with the Malvern Bank West Tour. This time around we'll be 2 laps shy of halfway. Kyle Burke starting to try to extend that advantage over Andrew Kaczynski. Will see the difference right now. This time, he gained a 10th. Now 1 second between your leader and 2nd place. Trouble for Dan Jackson. He takes the number 3 machine off the track. We keep going. This time around, 13 in the books, 12 to go. Kyle Burke remains your leader, trying to get win number 3 on the year and number 89 of his career. Jay Burdick a little bit out of shape. He'll be the first car to go a lap down as Kyle Burke catches to the backside of him. Andrew Kaczynski continues to ride in that 2nd spot. Tad Pospischel is 3rd. Battle for 4th, still hot and heavy between Jake Neal and Jesse Sobbing. Charlie McKenna back in that 6th position right now. Josh Leonard runs 7th. Brad Perdue is 8th. Brian Kaczynski 9th. Bill Layton Jr. back in the top 10. Layton now go to the inside of Brian Kaczynski, trying to salvage the points. We got trouble in turn 1 and 2. Kurt Schroeder and Daryl DeFrance going around. Schroeder caught the inside berm, and DeFrance spun out to avoid any serious contact, but the caution is out again. Caution is out as we just passed the halfway point. Kurt Schroeder going around, and Daryl DeFrance getting sideways to avoid any serious contact. Caution lights go out across the Thayer County Speedway. We'll be ready to go green this time off of turn number 4. Our Malvern Bank main event is back underway here in Deshler. Berg slid up the hill, and a good bit of defense by the 14 as we get back up to speed. Pospisil now to the inside of Andrew Koziski. He'll take the second spot. So now Tad Pospisil up to position number 2 in that Longhorn chassis. Second, I believe, third night out on that new Longhorn chassis in that 04 machine. And now with 10 laps to go, he's ready to take the fight to Kyle Berg. Meanwhile, Jesse Saubing looking to the inside off of turn number 2, trying to close in on Andrew Koziski for the final spot on the podium. Saubing has been deadly consistent in those podium finishes. He's trying to rattle off another one here at Deshler. Saubing to the inside of Koziski as they go into 1. Side by side there off of turn number 2. Koziski trying to fight valiantly on the outside lane. Great race there between AK and the crazy one. Jesse Saubing on the low side off of turn number 4. He'll have third by half a car length as they cross the line. Kyle Berg continues to show the way. Tad Pospisil runs in second. Jesse Saubing, tonight's fast qualifier, now runs in the third spot over Andrew Koziski. Jake Neal back in 5th. 7 laps to go as they cross the line this time. Kyle Berg continuing to click off the laps, about a second advantage over second place Tad Pospisil right now. And now the battle between Koziski and Saubing not going away as Koziski now is taking a turn on the low side. Great race there. Koziski and Saubing having it out. Meanwhile, Jay Burdick takes the J1 to the infield. His race is done. This time around, we will have 5 laps to go here at Thayer County Speedway. Kyle Berg trying to check out on this field. He's got a 2.1 second advantage over second place Tad Pospisil. Jesse Saubing now back into the podium spots in the outside lane. Saubing now to third. Koziski back to 4th. Jake Neal runs to the 5th spot. How about Josh Leonard working his way to the 6th spot? Good run there. Charlie McKenna runs 7th. Now Bill Layton Jr. on the outside of Brian Koziski trying to mount the charge back. Layton will have 8th as they cross the stripe. Bill Layton Jr. doing some points out. Oh, and a turn number 1 just like the heat. Layton a little bit too hot going into 1. And the caution is out again. And for the second time this race, the points leader is around. On the outside lane this time as Tad Pospisil chose the inside lane on this restart. 4 laps to go to settle it. Kyle Berg, your race leader. Can Pospisil or Saubing get the drop on him off of turn number 4? 4 remain here at Deshler. We're back to green. Berg will lead the stampede through 1 and 2. Up the hill he goes. Pospisil stays to the low side but can't get the drive that he needs to get around Berg. Down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Jesse Saubing going to swing the corner wide as Layton starts to mount the charge back through the field. 3 laps to go this time. Layton already a good charge. He's worked his way, I believe, back to the 8th spot. Just like that, he is back where he started before that caution. Green flag high in the air, 2 laps to go, and now Layton trying to put the pass on Josh Leonard for position. That's for the 7th spot. Meanwhile, Saubing to the inside. Good slide up the track, and the crazy one takes over the silver medal spot. Jesse Saubing right back to the 2nd position. Pospisil trying to take the spot back. White flag out. Final trip around the speedway for Kyle Berg. Berg right now running for wins. He's out of the championship hunt for the time being. He'll take it into turn number 3. It'll be his 3rd win on the West Tour and the 89th of his career. Kyle Berg will win here at Thayer County Speedway. Jesse Saubing will come home 2nd. Tad Pospisil is 3rd. Andrew Koziski 4th. And then it'll be Jake Neal to round out the top 5. Then it's Charlie McKenna, Josh Leonard, Bill Layton Jr., Brad Perdue, and Brian Koziski to round out your top 10. One more time, race fans, give it up for him. Your winner tonight from Marquette, Nebraska, the 14, Kyle Berg.